cheese, chocolate, and trains.
Next on Swissin' It Up. Okay, so yesterday was transition day, and the weather actually was nice in the morning, so we decided we had a little extra time before we had to check out at the hotel, so we swung by the United Nations.
Stuck around in Geneva, checked out the European headquarters for the United Nations, and also saw the broken chair. That's a thing to behold.
Yes.
Huge.
And then it was time to make our way to Evian, France, which is where we're staying right now. So let me explain what that meant. How exactly did we get to Evian, France, Mike?
So we took a little bit of a detour because, well, when you're looking for a hotel in Switzerland and you're looking for something that you can use your points on, there aren't too many options. No. So the closest we could get to Montreux, it turned out to be in another country. So we crossed the border.
And now we're in France, and we've never been in France. So we're at the home of Evian water. So that's cool.
Yeah. So we were there for a little while, and then...
So wait, let's talk about how we got there. Let's talk about how we got there. So we got on a bus and a train, and maybe the train led us to a boat. So, yep, I had to get on a boat.
If you've watched any of our previous adventures, you will know that Debbie is not a huge fan of boats, ferries, or anything that floats, really.
But what I didn't have last time was Dramamine. So that's right. I took some Dramamine this time. And now I could be on the inside of the boat, which was key because, well, it was pouring rain.
This segment brought to you by Dramamine, by the way. Anyway, so we made it over on the boat. It was a little rainy. It was a little choppy. Debbie was not very happy.
A little that going on.
But all was good. And so, yeah, we crossed the Lake Geneva, made it over to Evian, France. Had a little dinner.
Yep. And then, so we had to Swiss it up a little bit and change our plans because we were supposed to be in Montreux today. But the weather is, well, it's
a bit rainy.
It's a bit rainy, but so it seemed like a perfect day. I was looking up what do you do when it's raining in Switzerland, and you go to Gruyère. So here we are.
Gruyère.
And
if we're going to murder our French language, that's my attempt at that.
So I just wanted to come to a place where I could say now, anytime I eat the cheese, that we've been to the place where the cheese is from. That just sounds cool.
The cheese was good. But, yeah, so...
Mike's been wanting to do this castle, and it was a 3-hour journey. By the way, another boat, a bus, and a train.
And there was a metro in there.
Oh, yeah, and the metro. That's right. I forgot about the metro. That was in there, too. 3 hours to get to Gruyère, but let me tell you what.
Totally.
I thank him for pushing me this morning out
totally
in the rain.
Worth it.
Let's go do this in the rain.
Because I know that Debbie Nannis is a big fan of castles.
I love castles.
And we found a castle here.
It's so great.
Yes. The Gruyère Castle is centuries old.
13th century. So we're talking 1200s, people. It's old.
There's been wars. There's been battles.
There were counts involved.
Counts were the residents here?
Counts were the original residents,
The original
I think.
residents?
If we paid any attention to the tour, which I never paid enough attention to the tour.
You did well. I was just trying to get a few video clips.
So one of the things I did find out when we were coming to Gruyère is I was like, well, let's at least figure out where we're going to eat because this is important. How am I going to get the cheese? How am I going to eat the cheese? So I found that the most interesting place, a little shout out to my brother, this belongs on Atlas Obscura art. There's a place called the H.R. Geiger Museum. And there's a bar attached to the museum. And it's the coolest bar. And so we had Prosecco and Mike had a beer and we had Gruyere cheese.
And as we're sitting in there, we're thinking, wow, this really has a vibe from the movie Alien.
Total Aliens vibe. Why is that?
Well, because of H.R. Geiger, apparently.
Apparently, we met a guy named Brian, who's a professional filmmaker. And thank God for Brian because he educated us on the fact that H.R. Geiger is the man responsible for the alien monster. That is his...
He actually created
that.
He was introduced to Ridley Scott back in the day. And they created what we now know as the Aliens movie, and it all came from this inspiration, or actually this came from that inspiration.
And the bar is so very cool. I mean,
Yeah.
we had to stop there. It's a must do if you come to Gruyère. Do not miss that bar. Okay, so now we can say we've done Gruyère, and we've checked it off the list. And thank you for getting me here today. I love this man. He's so flipping good to me. I would never have imagined that I would come. You're gonna make me cry. This is one of those places that really, I'm sorry. This is one of those places that you can't believe you're here. You cannot believe you're standing here. And
sometimes I know her a little bit better than she does. So, you know.
It's really, really good.
It's really good. She
Go.
I better go before you lose it, huh? So yeah, we got that in, and then we had to move on from there. So
We got some chocolate. We got some chocolate
because Gruyère is not only famous for the cheese that you may have had before, but the chocolate. It's famous for the chocolate.
So Mike had to buy some chocolate.
They make their own chocolate here, and man, that's good. I might have to smuggle some back onto the plane.
I have to go back and get more. Okay, it's starting to rain, so we will pick this up again. So stay tuned for where we're headed next.